Very good. Welcome to you. This is an important update for D.AI.SY. It's going to be focused a lot on existing D.AI.SY members, but I want to teach you quickly a trick that these exceptional offers that are being made to D.AI.SY members that start in the next week, and actually some of them have already begun, as we'll hear. It's very easy to become a D.AI.SY member. In fact, for as little as 100 USDT, that's basically $100 US, you can become a member of D.AI.SY, and then you would be basically grandfathered in to these exceptional offers, particularly the brand new Forex offer, although there are several other things that we're going to be talking about on this update. So we just finished this update a couple of hours ago, and I wanted to make sure that it got to our team and also the people that our team has been showing the D.AI.SY opportunity to, and people that have been interested in it over the course of time. Now is an outstanding time to join D.AI.SY and to consider getting in also on the exceptional offer with the bonuses. Now, if you are a D.AI.SY member, or you'd like to quickly become one with as little as $100, 100 USDT, then this update is for you. And there are some things, if you are a D.AI.SY member, please pay attention. There have been a huge number of announcements since the major leader conference in Dubai 2 weeks ago. So without further ado, let's listen in as Michael brings the really high level, but also detailed things that we need to be aware of and take action on, and especially to start gathering funds so that you could get ideally all 5 tiers. He's going to underline that for $3,100, you can get 102,000 plus benefits in the matrices in the system. So that also should grab your attention. Please pay attention to this update.
But I'm sure I have met the majority of you. It's great to have you on this session. This session is for our D.AI.SY Enterprises team. D.AI.SY Enterprises is the brand that we've given to our team, but I'm sure there's probably a few guests on here tonight who've just joined through our Facebook group as well, so welcome. Tonight, I want to give you an update. We haven't, after the big leadership event in Dubai. I wasn't able to actually attend that event because not being vaccinated and just complications with visas and travel and everything else, but I've come up to speed. I've been busy working on the app content as well, right up until the day of the event, and very busy since then. So let's get into it. Tonight is basically a team update to cover all the announcements that have come out of Dubai and just some general thoughts on D.AI.SY as a whole. So let's hope this moves through. My first question, though, before we get into all the actual promotion and the marketing, that's all very, very good. But I want to ask you an honest question. And it's a really important one. It's one of those look in the mirror questions. Where are you in life right now? If I was to ask you honestly, where are you right now in life? You know, would that be there's a whole lot of positive images come to mind, or is it like it's not looking all that bright? Because I think it's really important that at different junctions and on a regular basis, we have that look in the mirror, you know, because we get so actually consumed with the busyness of life that we don't tend to do this. And sometimes we keep ourselves so busy to actually be distracted from asking ourselves these really hard questions. For example, if you lost your current income today, what would life be like for you? I'm talking about your day job. You know, some of you might not have day jobs. Maybe some of you have got to a stage of life where you no longer have a day job. But I'm sure for the vast majority of people who are watching the recording or this live, you've got a day job. What would your life look like? How would you be feeling actually emotionally, spiritually, physically, if you got that news that either your business was shut down or your boss said, sorry, due to COVID or whatever, our business is closed today? It's another one of those look in the mirror questions that we need to ask ourselves, how dependent upon one income source are we? Another question. Do you have enough savings to support yourself for 6 months? In other words, if that happened to you, could you sustain yourself for 6 months until it took that amount of time to either rebuild that in another business or to find an actual job to replace your current income or whatever you need to do to replace it? Do you have 6 months of savings? I'm not frightened to say that, there was many stages in my life where that wasn't the case. That I was living from the earnings from my MLM business or from my own business. And it was basically, if one bad month happened, it was actually a disaster. I've been in situations where I was so down that actually broke was a goal. So I know what it's like. And that's the situation for many people, particularly in current times. Here in Thailand, a very tourist-oriented place, we've seen the effect on the economy of the last 18 months. I live in a tourist-oriented place here in Thailand, and I can tell you that up to 80 to 90% of the businesses in a lot of these places are closed. We're talking about 7-Elevens, Starbucks, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried, KFC. We're talking about, these are businesses that you don't typically see closed. They're closing. Things are not that good. Do you have sufficient fiat, crypto, or other assets working for you? Sufficient. Not talking about a little bit, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Do you have enough funds working for you where you feel comfortable that over time, what you've currently got placed and it's working, not just sitting there, but it might grow in capital gain, but maybe it's working for you, that's going to give you a sense of freedom in the years to come. If you don't, something to seriously consider, because you're either working for money or you've got money working for you. And I know for a large majority of my own life that I was largely working for money. I might have been self-employed, but I was working for money. I was sometimes very good at making it, but not so good at actually putting that money to work. Do you have a passive income now, today, that could replace your current income? It doesn't. You might like what I'm not. I don't preach that everyone's got to chuck in their job or get rid of their actual normal business they own to do this. Not at all. But you may love what you do. But do you have an actual replacement income that could substitute for what you currently do if that was taken away, or if you just decided to have a change? That was my mission. I started out working from home in this network marketing industry 31 years ago, full time. I've been 20 years online. And when the internet sort of really became part of my life just over 21 years ago, my mission was to learn how to create an income that wasn't dependent upon my actual locality and upon the local people. And that was my mission. It took time to develop that, but now I'm in a situation where I could leave Thailand in the morning and go to any country in the world, and as long as I internet, nothing would impact me at all. I'd still be making the same money, operating my business as effectively as what I do right now. If you don't have good answers to those questions, if those questions sort of got you thinking that you're not in that position where you don't have 6 months of savings, you don't have a passive income to replace your current income, you don't have enough other assets or funds working for you, do you have a plan? I'm not saying DAISY is the only plan. There are lots of plans, but do you have a plan? Because if you don't have a plan, then the first thing to do is start working on a plan, because it's not going to change until you decide to develop a plan and put it into place. And it doesn't mean you have to be masterly successful all the time at that plan, but as long as you have a plan and you're constantly executing it. I know there's many people on this call, who, they've been through the roller coaster like me in this industry, but they've continually worked on their plan. I was watching a video from Dubai, and you'll see this come out on the DAISY channel in the very near future from Dr. Anna, who was speaking at the event. And she was talking about that they did a lot of number crunching to work out what was the magic multiplier number that took people from a position of a little bit of working funds to something that was significant. You know, they were saying that in the normal financial markets, I'm in the stock market and things like that, if you could make 2.9 times your money over a 10-year period, that was a good result. 2 times. In other words, if you had $1,000, you made $2,900 in 10 years. And they would treat that as a good result. That's not life-changing, is it? I mean, most people could pull out $1,000, but $2,900 is not going to change anybody's life. 402 is the magic number, and they did some maths on this, that basically, if you had $1,000 to put to work, 402 times that is 402K in 10 years. I know Chris Arena's got a 21-year-old son. I've got a 24-year-old son and a 26-year-old daughter. And I think about it, you know, if they put $1,000 to work now in 10 years' time, if they had $402,000, they'd be okay. I want you to think back upon your journey over the last 10 years. Do you wish you had put away $1,000 at least? And would you be happy today, 10 years later, that had grown to $402,000? I'm sure most people would say yes, because most people have basically blown a hell of a lot more than that and has got no result out of it. You don't need large amounts of money to ultimately build wealth. You need to start with something. And as Dr. Anna will basically educate us when she brings up this video, it's about a combination of understanding risk, understanding the probability. Let me just grab my notes here quickly. It was about basically the return. It was about, you know, that you want to keep your risk to less than 50%. You want to get your return to above 137% per year. And you want your probability of that happening to be above 85%. And that's what Endotech is working on that. So Endotech, and through today's opportunity, is a 402 maker. This is their mission moving forward, is to be a 402 maker. It's putting things in a realistic expectation. You know, those who've been in the crypto space over this last 6 years, like I have, unfortunately, our world is filled full of the Dogecoin stories and the Shiba coin stories, and everyone wants to make their moon story where suddenly they become a gazillionaire in the next 30 days. But the reality is that's very few and far between. So what we're trying to do here is give people a predictable outcome that if they're patient, and she talked about too that, you know, you want to put funds into this that you can definitely afford to lose. It's not your pension funds. It's not your kids' funds for the university. It's not mortgaging your house. It's not selling your car. It's funds that you can really put. And most people could put aside $1,000. In fact, if you could put 10K aside over a 10-year period, that's 4.2 mil. 4.2 mil, you are done and dusted if you put that to work wisely. Because 4.2 mil can make you enough per year to live very, very comfortable. I was sharing on one of my Facebook posts that here in Thailand, where I live, a 3-bedroom villa with a pool that I'm renting at the moment, fully furnished, including pool service, gardening, cleaning once a week, change of linen, everything else, in a beautiful, quiet complex. $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month. Throw another $1,000 on that for food and other incidentals for $2,500 a month. Live a great quality of life. There's a lot of places in the world you can live very well, but you need to have some working funds working for you. So therefore, you've got to look at this opportunity as a combination of residual and active income. What do I mean by that? Active income, you've either got two things. Most people come into DAISY with either actually two scenarios. I want you to type this in here. You've got a lot of funds to put to work. So if you've got a lot of funds, put lots, type it in. If you've got a little bit of funds to put to work, then you need to grow that. So you might put little or lots. We don't have to put anything if you don't want to. But the bottom line is that's the way most people enter. And the majority of people entering into DAISY don't have a lot of funds. They have a little bit of capital to put to work. So the reality is the only way they're going to grow that into something that's really significant is to build their residual income and their active income by building a referral network. Or you're patient. You're prepared to put that $1,000 to work and accept that over the next 10 years, it's going to grow into something that will be significant. Because once you have, basically, I'm just going to put this on mute. Once you have that 10-year base of income of growing, let's say 1,000 into 402 or 10,000 into 4.2 mil, you're okay. You don't have to worry. Most people aren't patient for that. So you need to actively work this. And that's now in DAISY, where does the residual income come? The residual income follows your active work by 6 months. Give me a yes if you've started to see the uni level income come into your back office. In other words, you've started to see the 6 monthly performance fee that's been deducted from the profits being made on your team, and you're starting to see that. That is residual passive income. And I can tell you that basically what's come in each day over this last few days, each day is equal to a week's income for most people, for us personally. So what we did in the first few months of this opportunity has now generated 6 months later a full-time income per day. But you've got to be patient and you've also got to do the work at the start. So if you want to earn that residual income, you've basically got to actively work your network, build up a team of people who are just putting in funds that they can afford to risk, making an informed decision. They're not doing anything stupid. They're not risking their house or their pension funds. They're not risking money they can't afford to lose. And they're doing the same. They're just sharing that story and letting it grow until they can then see the residual aspect on the back end of this opportunity. Which brings me to, who saw my video, the pilot versus the passenger? Give me a yes if you saw that video. I hope you have watched it. If you haven't, please do. But basically the analogy that I've given is that many people I see make a lot of commentary about the trading results in Endotech and that, you know, Dr. Anna should be doing this and why isn't she doing that? And they got it all wrong and all the rest of it. I'll just share my opinion that when I got involved in this, basically, I was quite clear that I am the passenger in this opportunity. I am not the pilot, and I had no intention at any stage or any desire to be the pilot. What do I mean by that? I don't want to be watching the markets. I don't want to think about the markets. I don't want to think about looking at charts. I don't want to understand the AI or their strategies. I don't want any of that. To me, that is just stress that I don't need in my life. I accepted that Dr. Anna and her team are a combination of things. They are the pilot. When you hop on a plane, you take it for face value that the pilot in the pilot's seat has made that flight before. He's not his first day having his first flying lesson flying a passenger jet. All right? Dr. Anna has successfully navigated people from A to B. We all start with DAISY planning to get from A, where we are, to B, where we want to be. I accepted that they've made that trip multiple times. And the plane that I'm sitting on, it's not taking its first flight. It's done it many, many times. She's not only being the pilot and not only building a super jet, but she's also running an airline, because she's basically carrying 150,000 plus people to an end destination. That's a huge responsibility. So people say, why aren't they getting these really high results and being actually much more aggressive in the way they're approaching this? Well, think about this. I always look at things from a very practical point of view. They intend to do an IPO. She was sharing that they basically did $2.4 billion in monthly volume in August, $160 million they've basically got under management, $60 million of profit generated this year, but they're heading towards an IPO. And that IPO is going to be, generally you say the valuation of a SAS type company. They call it a technology SAS company, they call it, where typically you get about a 20 to 40 times valuation. They're going to be a big company when they do their IPO. And we all get equity shares in that, by the way. They're going to be very valuable. But the DAISY community is the biggest part of her client base. She took this project on because she didn't want to make money just for institutions. She wanted to make money for the retail side of things, the everyday people like you and I. But guess what? If she blows that fund, she's blown her IPO. Endotech is over, game over, because I know from 31 years in this industry that if she has a institutional client or a big client who's only put in $100K, $1 million, but they're actually mature investors, if they pushed her to do actually aggressive strategies for their particular portfolio, they'll take it on the chin. They're not going to make a big noise because that's what they wanted. But in DAISY, I can tell you the person who put $100 in and lost $100, they're going to go to the regulators, they're going to go to their financial regulators, they're going to go to the press, they're going to go all over social media. They're going to make sure that the whole world knows that Endotech and DAISY lost their $100. So when she approaches this, she's got to be very mindful of being conscious of that. The priority, one thing Chris has always taught me, coming from a financial background, is protection of capital is more important than profit. I'll say that again. Protection of capital is more important than profit. Ask yourself, if Dr. Anna blew your account chasing a slightly higher profit, would you be okay with that? Would you give her the go-ahead today to go and actually put at risk the funds in DAISY to get a higher profit? Or are you more concerned that she protects the funds that are in there and generates a longer term result like the 402 magic number over the next 10 years? Which one do you want? That's critical. So she's taken a more considered approach. So we have to be patient, and the market has been terrible. Now, have we met expectations? No. And I think, I'm happy to, I'm not happy to say, I'm authentic enough to say that I think the expectations that were created at the start and what was promoted are probably a lot higher than what they should have been. They weren't initially in line with what Dr. Anna's done in the past. And I think we're at a point of a reset. We need to reset our attitude, reset our expectations, and think in a much more mature and experienced way now to accept what the results are. But typically she has generated around 200% per year. And she's saying that 402 number is built around 137% per year, but with an 85% probability of that being achieved. So think about that, 137% per year with an 85% probability is a damn good outcome. That's a good result. So you need, when you have people that come to you and start giving their opinion, which all it is an opinion on how Endotech should be doing their job, I'm happy to remind them that when they signed up for this program, they're a passenger. They knew that they had no input into the trading strategies, no input into how the money was going to be used. They're contributing to a crowd fund. They're earning trading rewards from the development of the AI in that trading fund. They're getting equity shares. And nobody's going to ask them for their input. Nobody cares about their input. Don't be offended by that, but I'm sorry. When you hop on that passenger jet, you can't go and tell the pilot how to fly the plane. True? You can't go and tell that pilot how to fly the plane. You can't tell the airline how to run that airplane or run the airline. You just accept that you're going to hop on the plane and get from A to B. Sometimes you'll get some turbulence. It might not be the most pleasant trip. Some of us have been on those flights. It's been a bumpy ride. I would say that we've had some bumps along the way as well. The path so far with Daisy has had some thrills. We've experienced the high altitude and we've experienced some really rough times, but we're still here and going strong. So I just wanted to start with that because I hope that gives some context, because I think it's really important. If we just get into the bells and whistles of all the sexy new things that are on offering, we sort of miss sometimes how we should be looking at Daisy as well, okay? That we should be mindful of where it started from, where it is today, what the journey has been, and how we reset from today moving forward, and why the hell are we involved in this in the first place? Did we have the right expectations? Or maybe we need to rethink what our expectations are. Maybe we need to rethink what we're trying to achieve with this. Maybe we need to think bigger as well. Not just be looking for a quick fix. Because has the quick fix worked for most people? I know for most people, the quick fix has not worked. In fact, the quick fixes generally putting them behind the 8 ball. It's eroded their confidence because they keep chasing the shiny object. They lose more money and they lose their confidence. They lose the confidence in their judgment and they start being really negative and bitter and twisted about every opportunity that ever comes their way. Daisy is a real world project. Endotech will be a success, was a success before Daisy, will be a success outside of Daisy, will be a success whether you love it or not. Whether you hate this project, whether you love it, whether you don't give a shit about it, I'm sorry, but it's going to continue, and Dr. Anna is going to be passionately working with her team to achieve her goals, no matter what you think. You just got to decide whether you're just whether you're just going to be a very passive passenger and say nothing, or whether you're going to enjoy the flight. The Daisy Forex Packs, again, I've done a video on that. I'm not going to go into great detail except to say a couple of core things. You need to be in Daisy to currently to have at least the tier 1 crypto pack in order to buy the Forex Packs. The Forex Packs are basically focused on Forex trading. It's a new category, so you can't use your current funds for the Forex pack. Your funds currently are not going to be taken out of the crypto fund and put into the Forex fund. It's a whole new category. It's a whole new pack, whole new range. So if you want to participate in that, you need to purchase the packs, basically. I asked what sort of results should we expect? And of course, past performance, can't predict future results. But Dr. Anna certainly comes from a very long road of experience in Forex. In fact, the first company that she sold was a Forex trading technology that is still used today around the world. And that was the first technology company she sold. So she's got 2 decades or more of experience in this. Everyone was saying that we should be looking at about 10% per month as a benchmark with the results. The beauty about Forex is there's no worries about how big that can grow because it's a multiple trillions of dollars per day in turnover. It's also going to be more high frequency. You're going to see about 10 trades per day, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday when the financial markets work. So we should see more consistent, regular profits from this. And for those who want to withdraw funds or those who want to compound or just let it compound, we should see some very good outcomes on that. So basically the Forex Packs begin on October 12th and there's a special promotion around that that's going to run until November 1. This is how it basically works. If you fund your Forex packs from pack 1, $100, up to the $1,600 pack 5, that's $3,100 in total, you basically will get a free position in any of the matrices you are not currently in. So if you only come in with a $100 tier in the crypto side of things up to now, but you go and buy Forex packs 1 to 5, you'll get your normal position in matrix 1 to 5 because you've bought a pack, but you also get a free position in matrices 6 to 10. So now you're going to earn on every bit of Forex pack, or actually potentially on every Forex pack and every crypto pack that ever comes into all 10 matrices. So rather than having to spend $102,300 like we did to basically get into 10 matrices, for $3,100, you have now got lifetime access to 10 ways to make income. So why should you get a Forex pack? Well, one, you're diversifying your revenue. You've now got another asset class working for you with people who are decades of experience in that field. 2, you have now secured your DAISY referral income in all 10 matrices for the life of this project. And that's a hell of a lot cheaper than $102,000. Would you agree? Give me a yes, so that's a good outcome. Mixed thoughts on that, but basically for value for money, it's exceptional. It's a bargain of a lifetime, correct. You will earn, if you never buy a Forex pack, the good news is that if anybody that you've referred personally buys a Forex pack, you will still earn the 5%. You always earn the 5% referral bonus on anything that they buy. So if they buy a crypto pack or a Forex pack, but even if you haven't bought any Forex packs, you'll still earn the 5%. But you won't earn the matrix commissions or the matching commissions unless you have the Forex packs, okay? If you're a gold Pacesetter or a Pacesetter leader, you'll get that as well as a bonus. So let's say that Chris goes and buys 5 packs, pack 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I don't get my Forex pack until the last 5 minutes of the promo. The good news is I still pick up all the matrix and matching because they're not going to run the commissions for the matrix and the matching bonuses until the end. At the end of the promotion, then they're going to run the calculations. Like, along the way, I'll be picking up my 5% on what Chris purchases, right? But I get all my matrix and matching income on November 1. Make sense? So the good news is that if you think you need a bit of time to pull together your funds to get the Forex packs, you've actually got time. You've got right up until the end of the promo at November 1 to get your funds together and get those packs. I wouldn't encourage you to leave it to the last minute. We've had people who've done this more than often, and unfortunately, forces have actually conspired against them through the internet going down, the blockchain got clogged, they couldn't get their funds, their crypto converted on time. So I wouldn't do that. I would at least allow yourself a couple of days before the end of the promo. But the good news is that you've got time to do that as well. But again, I've done a very detailed video on that explains that. So you can watch that on our YouTube channel, or you can see it in our Facebook group or Telegram channels. Pacesetter Gold Reset. If you have an intention of being a gold Pacesetter and you didn't do it yet, there's some good news. I've got a video that will go live tomorrow that will explain all this in detail, but basically to be a gold Pacesetter, why do you want to be one? Well, I can tell you that you get a share of every crowdfund contribution in this project for the life of the project globally. Not just your own team, but every single person in the whole DAISY community that contributes to the crowdfund, you get a share of that. And every dollar of trading profit generated in Forex and in crypto, and in the future in commodities, and in the future in stocks, when they get added to, you get a piece of that across the entire project. So I can tell you that, for example, as a gold Pacesetter, that's, you know, that's worth good money daily. And as a Pacesetter leader, it's even better. How do you achieve that? You need 24 referrals personally, minimum of 24. And the personal contribution of all those people that you referred must be 128,000 or more. The good news is that if you enrolled, as long as you have 24 people enrolled, whether they're existing people or new people, and let's say that they all got the 5 Forex Packs, $3,100 each, that's $74,400 in volume between now and the 1st November. If you do that, you can count your old referral volume that you've done up to now from your referrals and add that to make the 128K. Otherwise, you just got to do 128K of new volume in this month, but you can count all your existing referrals, your existing personal referrals towards that. And again, there'll be a video coming out tomorrow that will explain the detail of that. Again, today is more of an actual high level. Just want to give you some insights. But if you've got an opportunity to go for it, I doubt this is ever going to happen again. But basically, I can tell you that, think about that. For the life of the DAISY project, we're aiming towards $1 billion of contributions to achieve the $500 million trading fund. We've got what now? 150,000, 160,000. So we're only 15% towards the goal. So there's still a long way to go and a lot of funds to be made. The DAISY app, as you know, we've created our DAISY Enterprises system, and that's a free system for our team. It's a marketing solution. But there's a lot of people who also like to use app-based programs. And the DAISY app, I was asked to help contribute to create a lot of content for that. So I've created a lot of tutorial videos and marketing information that'll go into that. And it's come down in price. It's only $12.95 a month. I think that's a really good price, a wise use of funds. And it gives you a way to easily connect into your social media accounts, into your email, into your messaging systems, and punch out information to people in a very orderly way. Short little intro videos, little scripts, surveys, and bring them to your app where they go through a tour. It guides them through step by step how to become involved with DAISY, why they should be involved with DAISY, 24 hours a day, whether you're there or not. And it tracks their progress. It tells you how much of the video they watched. So you can see whether they only watched 10% of the video or watched 100% of the video. You can get the answers to the actual survey. So you have a bit of a profile on the person. So it's a really good tool. We will be doing some training on this over the next week. Myself and Patrick and the other developers behind this and the marketing people. So you'll learn how to put that app effectively to work. So if you're intending to build DAISY at a referral bit side of this, I think that'll be a very good tool for you to use. And if you've seen any of my video content, you'll know that I dumb things down to a very simple level and make it in a very orderly way where it's easy to follow. But we will continue at this point in time to offer our DAISY Enterprises marketing system as well. So for those people who still want to keep using that, that is available to every person in our team as a free resource. It is a system that was developed over a couple of years by Chris and I for various private projects. So it's had some serious investment in it, and it's a free system for our team. You've probably heard the announcement of CoinZoom. CoinZoom is a very large company out there that has an exchange where you can buy and sell cryptos. It's got its own wallet. It's got its own Visa card attached to it. So if you want to spend your crypto anywhere that Visa is used, ATMs, when you're buying things at point of sale, you can be rewarded with like interest just by holding your crypto on CoinZoom. But the main thing is it was put there to provide a very easy platform to buy USDT and Tron for the gas fees to get involved with DAISY. So they've added TRX already last week, and this week they're anticipating to add the USDT TRC20. It's a great platform. We've got a lot of extra benefits. Again, I'll be putting out a video about this probably in the coming days. I've just been gathering up more information. I've already got a tutorial video in the app about it, but I'll give a more detailed breakdown to dumb this down for CoinZoom as well. But it is a great partnership. When you log into your back office, you'll see the button there for CoinZoom. Highly recommend you register for an account because it gives you not only a way to buy your crypto, a place to hold your crypto and be compensated just for holding it there. But secondly, if you want to go and spend your crypto, which is, again, the biggest question people say is, okay, I've earned some USDT. What do I do with that stuff? How do I spend it? How do I get that into my ATM? How do I get it back into cash? How can I spend it? Well, the CoinZoom Visa card gives you the ability to do that. Not only that, you can convert your crypto to US dollars in your CoinZoom account, and you can send that to any Visa card anywhere in the world. So, for example, in some countries, you can go buy a prepaid at the local 7-Eleven and buy a Visa card. And you could just send USDT onto that prepaid card, go to the ATM machine and suck it out, or go and spend it at the shop. How cool is that? Type in a yes if you've already got an existing Visa card from your bank or your credit union or some other provider. You could just go and send your USD out of your CoinZoom account and send it directly onto that card and go and spend it instantaneously. Pretty cool. So it does have a lot of additional benefits. So look forward to more information on CoinZoom. So basically, that's a high-level summary of what's been happening of late. So options moving forward. One is coming to terms with the fact that you're the passenger, not the pilot. So enjoy the journey. Accept that we're going to have some turbulence sometimes. Accept that sometimes the plane takes off late, lands late. Sometimes there's just issues getting on board the plane. And you've got to have a bigger picture mindset about opportunity. One thing I do have absolute confidence in is Dr. Anna and the Endotech team are going to be successful, without a shadow of a doubt. Ernst & Young audited their system. Their live trading is going to continue to audit their live trading ongoingly. She's got serious valuations for that company. She shared their results. They'll come out in a video in this next week. Was an actual recording of the event in Dubai, her session. You'll see the numbers that she talks about. Serious numbers that are attracting the attention of some pretty big players out there. So the equity shares we have are going to be certainly worth something, let alone the ongoing profitability in trading rewards from crypto, now Forex, and ultimately commodities and stocks. The D.AI.SY Launchpad, we've got Art Wallet token going live on October 19. Okay, so that's a reality. You're going to get a chance to get some discounted tokens for that. And it's going to start adding value to our D.AI.SY token. And we're going to see more projects launching over the final quarter of 2021 on that. So that's going to be a success. And you know that Alex and their actual team, Dimitri and his team behind that project, they're passionate about this. They're not just, that project is not just dependent upon us involved with D.AI.SY to actually be successful. Art Wallet is not dependent upon D.AI.SY for its success. We get a chance to capitalize on these real world projects that are going to continue to thrive independent of our community. And that should be a huge plus for you. I want you to think about that. So many opportunities in the last 6 years where you've had crypto or Forex or bots or ICOs or whatever it is combined with MLM has been a train wreck. I would say, Chris, you probably back me up in this, probably more than 95% of crypto deals in the last 6 years have gone bust in MLM. It's an absolute graveyard of train wrecks and carnage and hurt people. Endotech was created long before DAISY was even birthed as an idea. Endotech was succeeding before DAISY was an idea. Endotech will succeed independent of DAISY. The DAISY token project was birthed before DAISY existed as well. It was already planned by Alex and his team. They just chose to align with DAISY, and it will be a success independent. Art Wallet was created, again, outside of DAISY, and the other projects are as well. So we've got real world projects that are going to be success stories independent of DAISY. The advantage you have of being part of the actual community of DAISY is you get the inside scoop. You get the early advantage to basically take advantage of these real world projects. All you've got to decide is, do you have a plan to participate in that, and are you going to take action? Now, you may decide to just be the passive person who's going to add funds over time to put more funds to work, to take advantage of that 402 number, right? When you start thinking about that, that's Dr. Anna's plan. Her mission, her passion is to help the small people, not the big institutions, the little guys. She says, I want to help lots of people. I want to start teaching the younger generation, kids of my, of the same age as Chris and I have, the teenagers who can put together $1,000 and know that by the time they get to their 30s, they've got enough funds together to comfortably buy a house or put those funds to work to grow to a serious financial future. Or you can be active and you can start to share this. And you've got a window opportunity now till November 1 to take advantage of this Forex. It's an amazing opportunity where you can lock in 10 tiers of potential earning for the future. An opportunity to diversify your income stream of not just crypto, but Forex, and ride the back of what Dr. Anna is building, this super jet that's going to outperform anything that's been done before. We know we haven't seen the Superjet results yet because it hasn't been completed yet. The Superjet is not completed. We can't expect it to be breaking records if it's not even on the airstrip yet, taking off. Okay, it's not even out of the hangar yet. So let's be patient. We're still using the old jets right now. So moving forward, plug in. Plug your team in. One of the biggest challenges we have with DAISY is being a smart contract. We don't collect email addresses. We don't collect phone numbers. We don't collect names. We don't collect the Telegram account or your Facebook account. We collect your smart contract and a username. So unless that person is connected to their sponsor and their upline, or the Telegram groups or the DAISY groups or our groups, you're not connected. And therefore you basically are out of the loop. So a lot of people are disconnected and don't really know what's going on. So I would encourage you to, if you have enrolled people, go back to every single person and at least give them the courtesy to know what's going on. The recording of this event, give them that as a starting point, and then lead them into the other videos that we've got. Plug them into the Telegram groups, plug them into the Facebook group, at least get them connected so they can make an informed decision. It's not about trying to twist around and get re-involved, just a matter at least they can make an educated decision about what's currently happening within DAISY. On that note, I want to thank you for your patience. I'm going to open it up to any questions for the final 10 minutes or so before we call it the day. But I hope that and the detailed videos that we've got released already and are coming out will help to fill in all the gaps. But I'm going to open up, I said, now to about 10 minutes of questions. So you can either unmute yourself or you can type the question in. I'll happily do my best to answer it for you.
The question about the DAISY app, if you were already subscribing and paying obviously the original price, is that just going to automatically reduce to the new?
From what I understand, it will reduce down, and if people have paid an annual fee, I think they're going to give an extension to the amount of time that they've got. So yes, they definitely make sure you won't be paying any more from now on, but you also, if you paid an annual amount, you'll get an extension.
Awesome, thank you.
Anybody else got any burning questions? Even just share your thoughts on what you've heard today. Did something resonate? Did something anybody have an aha moment where went, that really got me thinking? Feel free to add a comment.
Michael.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Dave, I'll just let Dave go first, and we'll get the next person on.
Okay. No, I was just going to say thanks very much for that. That was really helpful. I mean, you talked in the video sometimes about, you dumb things down. That's not how I see it. I love the fact that you give this great overview, a sort of bird's eye view, and it just enables, I think, people to step back and look at the whole project. It's very easy, I think, to come, to get focused on one aspect of it, and maybe people are a bit disappointed with some of the expectations they had. But I think when you step back and actually see what we've got, and I think that's you're very good at doing that, and this has been a really valuable, worthwhile presentation. So thank you very much.
Thanks. I think, look, let's be honest, DAISY can be a complicated opportunity at times if you dig down to the detail. But remember I said, everybody gets involved with DAISY to simply get from A, where they are, to B, where they want to be. I always give the actual analogy that if you have a partner and she's pregnant and she's reached the point where the waters have broke and she says, get me to the hospital, and you've got the actual Ferrari outside, are you going to look under the bonnet and go and give her a detailed breakdown of the actual mechanics of the Ferrari engine? No, you're just going to want to know how to turn that damn thing on, where the accelerator and the brakes are, and get to the hospital as fast as you possibly can. And the same with this sometimes. We get too caught up in trying to give people all the mechanics, the engineering, the actual designer's blueprint, rather than let's just help them get from A to B, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Take that $1,000 and make it into $402,000. Let's show them how to do that. How they get there, it's like the plane. I don't need to understand how a jet engine works to know that I'm going to get from takeoff to landing, and hopefully in one piece. That's the truth. Every time I board a plane, taking off is exhilarating, and landing, how do you feel when you land? It's always like this sigh of relief. Oh God, I'm back on the ground again. I got to the end destination in one piece. And sometimes it was a bumpy road along the way. Okay, anybody else?
Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
I have a couple of questions, actually.
Sure.
When the Forex is ready to, I guess, be in our through our wallets in the back office, do you know when that will be, and is it going to be pretty much the same way as the crypto side?
Yeah, look, I don't know the exact timeline. All I know is that the packs go live on October 12th. The actual reporting of the reports will be in the back office. Understand that every time we add another series of reports, that has to be programmed. Just understand that there's two. What Dr. Anna has done in displaying the breakdown of a large fund into individual results, where you are seeing everything relative to when you entered, when you added more tiers, take into account when you withdrawn, when your performance fee came out. Can I tell you that has never been done by any institutional fund in the world? And she's got other institutional funds coming to her and saying, how do you do that? We would pay for that technology alone of how you've managed to do that. So we take it for granted and we log into our back office and just think, oh, why isn't there all these extra reports? What we have reported right now is more than any other financial fund has been able to achieve ever. Just want you to know that. So when we will see it, when it's available, when it's been coded, when it's been programmed, and let us know, but it will be in your DAISY back office, just to give it a bit of context there as well.
Right, yeah, I know it's been a tremendous undertaking to do that, because, I'm coming from the financial space. The other one, as far as the DAISY Launchpad, I really haven't heard anything about that besides on the last webinar that the Art Wallet was the next project. And I'm not even quite sure when that's supposed to be launching, but I haven't seen anything as far as the the marketing that we were, talked about way back with the influencers and anything either. Do you have any news on that?
So let me answer that. So basically, it's a bit like turning up to a buffet restaurant and asking people to eat everything before they even sit down. When we did the announcement last week, you can imagine just announcing the Forex was like another new area to learn, plus CoinZoom, plus an app. It's just too much information to give all the DAISY app and all, as well. So that's the first thing, is we've got to give it in bite-sized bits. So there'll be a separate call about the DAISY token. Art Wallet is the first one. I know they're busy programming all the staking rewards and the rest of it. So that's being developed as well. We're not going to really see the power of the DAISY launchpad until the first DCO is actually launched. And it won't, until we start to see tokens being bought and the rewards being offered. There's no point going out there and having influencers promote something that's not actually there. It's a bit like the classic, let's talk about what's coming. It's much better to talk about what is, what's working, real results, than talking about what could be happening. So the reality is they're not going to spend a lot of money or a lot of effort on marketing strategies until everything is in place and ready to go, because that's a much more powerful story to talk about, and you'll get a lot quicker and bigger bang for your buck when they've got all that ready.
Right, thank you. But it's supposed to still be this month?
Yeah, no, basically the Art Wallet is planned for October 19th. That was made public in the official Telegram channel. And I was on the call that they had with Mr. Dietz. Sorry, mental Alzheimer's moment. The guy behind Art Wallet, anyway. Yeah.
Joel Dietz.
Yeah, that's the one. Excuse my senior moment. Okay.
Well, again, thanks for all you do there, Michael. Appreciate it. Love your job, man.
No worries. Thank you. Okay, time for about one or two.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. You always have a way of breaking things down and fleshing things out for us to understand. So we always look forward to meetings like this. Thank you so much for that. With regards to the Forex Packs, I do know that it's been announced that when you have your contribution of tier 1 to 5, you get to benefit from the matrix 6 to 10. Now, does that imply if, for example, because now the focus is on $3,100, $3,100, what if somebody wants to come in with about 6,400? Does that now take the person to tier 6 as against the tier 5?
Okay, so anything up, if you do 5 tiers or more, you'll get all 10, you'll get positioned in all 10 matrices. So let's give an example. If everybody just came in to up to tier 5 and nobody actually paid for a pack for Forex Pack 6 to 10, there's no money being received for the pack 6 to 10. There's no money to be made. We've got a whole bunch of free positions, but nobody's making any money off free positions because no money's being collected. So, but my point is, if you come in at tier 5 or above in the Forex, you will get positioned in all 10 matrices and you will earn on all 10 tiers of paid packs for life, whether they're crypto or whether they're Forex. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's clear. Thank you so much.
No worries. So obviously, it's not that we're saying that you can't buy packs 6 to 10 with the Forex if you wanted to, but if you want to make sure that you are placed in all 10 matrices, this is a golden opportunity that you only need to commit a minimum of 3,100 to get the benefit of all 10. Okay, time for one more question. Who's going to be lucky last? Anybody, or any closing comments from anybody? Otherwise, I'll wrap it up.
Hi, Michael. It's Marcus here. How are you doing? Good.
Hey, Marcus.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about this coin. I know you answer all the other questions. Thanks to everybody else asking the really good questions. I need to ask about this CoinZoom. And you said that you can transfer the money from there, any Visa card. Can you summarize it again, please?
Yeah, so basically, and there'll be a video coming out about this and an FAQ with it as well in the next probably 2 days. Basically, inside CoinZoom, it's like you've got the ability to buy crypto, hold crypto, and convert crypto. And you can also hold USD inside your CoinZoom account. So basically, you can send, it's a new feature. It's only available in the US right now, but it's going to be available to 200 plus countries within the next few weeks, where you can take the USD inside your CoinZoom account, tongue twister, and send that to any Visa card anywhere in the world instantaneously. So if you went down to your local store and you've got the ability to buy a prepaid Visa, or you already have one in your wallet, you can just send the USD from your CoinZoom account directly onto that Visa and go and spend it, or draw it out the ATM.
Can we not use the same card, the CoinZoom card, which is only available in the US, because I signed up?
No, I'm saying any Visa card. You can send it from your CoinZoom account to any Visa card, any existing Visa card, not the CoinZoom account. The CoinZoom card is an additional Visa card that gives you the ability to access your crypto. So rather than you having to convert your crypto to USD, let's say in your CoinZoom account, you're holding Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some Ripple, and you want to go to the ATM and draw some funds. With your CoinZoom Visa card, you don't have to convert the funds first to USD. It'll just automatically convert some of your crypto into USD and give you that equivalent at the ATM or at the shop. But just
or any other currency of the like the way I called them, not to call them, I text them other day and they say, look, it's not available in the United Kingdom at the moment.
No, as I say, it's not available to every other country until they release this new feature. It's only in the USA right now. But the ability to basically convert it out to send the USD only, not crypto, USD, to any Visa card will be released in the next few weeks. Apparently, but again, wait for the information to come out. There'll be a detailed video and an FAQ coming out in the next few days. I'm just waiting for some clarification on a few things. Thanks, Marcus. So folks, we've gone on the hour. I am pretty diligent about making sure we don't go over an hour with our Zooms. We will do a follow-up session, but I hope that's been helpful. Hope it's got your, you're thinking about the plan, the big picture, the 402, and I look forward to your comments on the YouTube video, also on the Facebook group and Telegram group. Great times ahead, exciting times to be part of D.AI.SY. We've got a great company moving forward. Thanks everyone for your time.
So that's the briefing from Michael. I think very instructive, obviously, and asking a lot of good questions. If you do have any questions, feel free to put it also in the chat here, or if you're watching this later, as many will do, then in the Facebook group or the Telegram group or on YouTube, go ahead and post questions there. But yeah, get yourself organized so that you're ready for October the 12th. It's a week away, and you want to start positioning yourself with the Forex. And this is a great presentation just to remind us of what our overall objective is, and that is to grow some wealth and not to micromanage it or expect it to happen instantaneously. So if that has struck a chord with you, as it does with most of us that listen to this, and I watched Dr. Anna's Dubai presentation for a second time yesterday evening on her 402 idea. It's absolutely brilliant. It really is scientifically demonstrated. So think about those long-term objectives, and then realize how much D.AI.SY can be an amazing vehicle to help you towards achieving 402X is basically the idea. And that's a life-changing result. It's something that everybody's looking for and very few people find. You have found a vehicle here, so do take that seriously. If there are any questions, do please let me know. I'll stop the recording, but I do want to thank you for joining and let us know how we can serve you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.